What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. I am currently on the test server, guys. We're gonna have a look at the new fusion champion. We're gonna see if this champion can actually do anything on our accounts. He is a new demon spawn. Yes, you can use him in faction wars if needed. I am talking about Skorid The Halfspawn. He does look pretty interesting design-wise. I'm not the biggest fan of the whole design, to be honest, but everyone with his own taste. Base stats, so we can finally see the base stats right here. They're not too bad. 16k HP, 1.5k attack, almost 1k defense, 100 speed, 15 crit, 63 crit damage, 30 resistance, 10 accuracy. Basically, this champion is kind of like a Hydra specialist, guys. I'll be very honest with you guys. If you think that your Hydra clan boss is absolutely sorted and you don't need any other champion, there isn't much of a reason for you to do this fusion, to be very honest with you guys. He lands hacks, he deals damage, he buffs himself with increased attack, and the passive will ignore a bit of the defense when under a hex debuff, when the enemies are under a hex debuff. So overall, it sounds pretty decent. It all comes down to multipliers, to be honest with you. This champion can be in kind of like 3 different groups. Absolutely trash. Progression, which again is not a bad thing. Kind of like a mid-game Hydra champion, you know. And then super strong damage dealer. It's going to be one or the other. So we're going to find out exactly where he is going to fit in. I will show you quickly the stats on him. Then I'm going to show you the team that we're running and stuff. So I gave him a solid build, guys. For whoever is like, Skratch, I cannot get these stats on my champions. Don't worry. This is the only way I can actually compare him with the other champions that I've tested for the last few years. Because I'm always building them at their full potential to kind of like have a benchmark, okay? To understand this champion is trash. This champion deals very similar damage with Georgit. This champion deals very similar damage with Ninja, etc. So if I'm going to give him a super weak build, just to satisfy some of you guys that don't understand on how you can bring everything down to your own level, we won't know if this champion is actually good or not. So he is built on Savage and Cruel. Total stats, 38k HP, 7.3k, 7.4k attack, 1.9k defense, 224 speed, full crit rate, 278 crit damage, 321 accuracy. Keep in mind, I don't have a blessing on him. That, of course, will increase the stats. He's not empowered, and a blessing in general will increase the damage on the actual champion. In terms of masteries, we have offense, we have Helm Smasher as tier 6, and we have support. You want to get Master Hexer as tier 5 in here because extending the duration of the hex when you're landing it is actually really, really helpful. That being said, guys, I'm quickly going to show you what he can do in the Dragon Slayer. We're just going to go on stage 23. Don't get too excited. Don't get disappointed. This is like a benchmark. We're going to see if we can one-shot the waves with the build that we currently have on. That will give us a very good idea if the champion can actually smack or not. So we have defense down, we have weaken, we have increased attack. Now, one thing that I missed about the champion when I previously talked about him in the other video, he actually lands hacks and then attacks. So he will always land the hacks regardless of weak hits or no. So let's quickly see him in action. That's good because when he lands the hacks and deals damage after, the passive comes in play and he ignores 15% of the target's defense. So we one-shot everybody. We saw 477k. Overall, we saw pretty good damage. Now, there is a couple of different things that some champions are just kind of like eluding me. I don't understand why they're doing it. And we're going to find out once we're going to get to the Hydra. 72k, no defense down, no weaken, no hacks in there. So the damage is not bad on the waves. With the build that we have, we can definitely one-shot them. If you're bringing in Leorius, if I remember it correctly, he was struggling to one-shot these waves. But maybe I don't remember it correctly. Either way, we're going to go straight to the Hydra clan boss. We're going to go on Brutal because I feel like it's a good space. Now, hear me out. Don't focus on the other champions that I'm using, okay? Don't focus on Lazarius. Don't focus on Krisk. Don't focus on Cardiel. The reason why I have them in here, I want this team to be full auto. I don't want to stay on manual 90 minutes of my life, okay? So I want to let this run go as much as possible, if possible, till we reach the turn limit. And we're going to see what damage we get from him like that. So we're going to have Krisk for provoke, a bit of support as well, of course. We have Lazarius to revive and block buffs. We have Cardiel to heal, ally attack, and buff more. We have, of course, Lydia for defense down and weaken. And the other damage dealer is Ninja, free champion that everybody just got now. So you're gonna get to see which one of them is better. So Ninja does have a blessing, okay? He's empowered at +4, but you know what? His stats are not as good as the stats of the Fusion, you see? We have 6.6k attack on Ninja. He has 800 more attack than Ninja. Ninja has 259 crit damage. The Fusion champion has probably 10 or 15 more crit damage as well. So even though Ninja has the blessing, that 800 attack and the extra crit damage will make up for it, okay? Like, is a massive difference. Plus, he has Cruel and Savage. Ninja has Savage, and he has Perception. So, is a massive difference. It's almost 20% crit damage more than Ninja, actually. So, I'm going to let it go on full aura. I just quickly want to make sure one thing, that Lazarius will not metamorph, because we do not want him to metamorph. No. That's a bad thing. So that being said, let's see what the champion can do. I will, of course, manual once we're going to decapitate the heads, just to check a bit of damage and stuff. The animations seem to be pretty interesting as well on the champion. Nothing too spectacular. That was the A2 right there that attacked the Head of Torment. So we are gonna have a bit of a issue at the beginning with a Mischief Head, because we have Veil on a Lazarius and Ninja, but that's fine. Nothing that we cannot stop, basically, you know. Plus, we're taking down the Head of Torment so quick. We don't really have anything to deal with the Head of Torment. I have 2 champions with Veil, but that's about it, you know. So he's down. I do want to take... let me just quickly manual to take the other heads down, actually. Because I want to have them all 4 preferably down, if possible. So everybody has hacks. This is the A2 right now, okay? You see? 500k on the decapitated head without weaken or defense down. Not bad, actually. But the build that we have on him is pretty good, okay? And thinking about different champions, like, just quickly think about Theox, right? 15 to 20 million damage per skill. It's just crazy, right? And he had very similar stats with him. Actually, he had weaker stats than him, Theox, on the run that I've done the other day. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. I'm not going to use the A3 because I want to put defense down and weaken on everybody before we're going to do that. So I dropped the thermometer on all of the Hydra heads. And hopefully I'm going to quickly kill the Head of Rat as well with Ninja right here. Or with Krisk right here. Beautiful. Lydia, defense down and weaken. Bring them on. Defense down and weaken. Beautiful. Now, I have hacks on some of them, not on all, but he will land hacks before anyway. So he doesn't have anything that will increase the damage over time, like a blessing or a passive. So what we're going to see right here, guys, is his full potential. He has a good build, and I want to see the damage. Hacks, 1.1, 1.2 or 1.3 million was on that head, and 1 million and 1 million. And that is the one thing that I kind of like wanted to mention from the Dragon Run. I don't understand if they have a cap. Some of these raw damage dealers, no matter how many stats you're giving them, it feels like they just do not exceed that number. I don't know why. It's just feeling like it's some form of a cap of some sort. It's very, very strange. It's something that I cannot explain because I don't know why it's happening. But if we're talking about champions like Lazarius or different champions that, while they do good damage as well, they are very powerful champions in general with very good multipliers. And then when you are taking them in the Hydra and they hit for a low amount of damage, you're like, why? You know why? So with this A2, attacks one enemy. Repeats the attack on all enemies under a hack. So what you want to do is always target heads that don't have hacks in order to deal damage on the heads with hacks too and maximize the skill. So we're going to target that head and bang. You see the A2 on a decapitated head with defense down and weaken deals 700k damage on maximum. So I'm going to let it go on auto, guys, and I'm quickly going to explain you a couple of different things. While the champion deals decentish damage. The 1 million damage per decapitated head is not impressive, okay? It's really, really not impressive. Trust me when I'm telling you that with a build like this, it's just not as impressive as you might think. I know you might be like, wow, 1 million damage. None of my champions do that much damage. Keep in mind the build that he has. The build that he has is pretty strong, okay? And personally, I do think that he's not going to be like an endgame monster for Hydra Clan Boss. I still haven't seen the actual multipliers to kind of like understand if it's a problem with the multipliers or it's more like sort of a cap somewhere, somehow, because some of these raw damage dealers, they just don't pump up such big numbers like others that have identical multipliers, you know, and that's the weird thing that I kind of like wanted to point out. But if you are looking for a Hexer, guys, he's not a bad champion. Now, one thing with this as well. I have a Hex set on Lydia. I have a Hex set on Krisk. I don't really need a Hex champion in any of my teams, to be honest, because of the set that you can farm from the Ice Golem. And to be honest, the stats on them suck. They don't have good stats. I haven't farmed the Golem like to an infinite amount just to get God Roll from the Curse set. It's just average set, 6-star rare pieces, some 5-star pieces as well. All I care about is speed, accuracy, and some resistance if they drop on, you know? So, you can drop Hex from the Curse set while the Toxic Cloud is on as well. So, he can do that as well, the new champion. He can put the Hex while the Toxic Cloud is on as well. But the Curse set can do it too. So, it's not like it's something extremely special. If you are still progressing through the game, you're early mid-game, and you have resources to get the champion, I would suggest you get him, because you know exactly what you're getting rather than summoning. When you go and summon, you might end up with a bunch of bad legendary champions that won't really make any of your Hydra teams. At least this one will most probably make one of your Hydra teams, and it will enable you to go and get Mithrala and go and get more rewards from there. But I really don't think that he will be an MVP. He won't be a ninja. He won't be a Holstring. He won't be a Razelvarg. He won't be a Valda Destroyer. He won't be any of these champions, because the highest damage that I've seen is 1.3 million. If I bring Valda Destroyer with his AoE attack, he's gonna do for 1.5, 1.8, maybe even 2 million sometimes on each one of the heads individually, you know? So it feels like the damage just doesn't scale past the 1+ million damage. Now, I've tested this champion yesterday as well. I've played him quite a bit, actually, just to see what's happening with the champion. Is something that's gonna be absolutely mental, or is just an okayish champion? And I do think he's just an okayish champion. Now, I'm very curious to see if all that I just said right now was rubbish, and this champion is gonna completely prove us wrong once this run is over. So I'm gonna let them go from here on, guys. Full auto, I won't touch a thing. When they die, they die. If they go till the end, they go till the end. We have Ninja, we have him. It's gonna be a very good comparison, because we don't have Mikage for Ninja in here. And while they do completely different things, it's still something that will help you decide if it's worth for you to get this champion on one of your teams, or you should just be happy that you have Ninja and he will get the job done. So here we are, guys, close to the end of the run, and I gotta say the damage doesn't look too bad. So maybe I talked a lot of rubbish at the beginning, and this champion will actually impress us, but we're gonna find out in exactly 11 turns. One thing with this Hydra rotation, there are 3 different Force heads. So it's definitely not the best environment for him this time around, with so many strong affinity heads, you know? But it's the same situation for Ninja. Ninja's basic skill is kind of like a next level. So funny enough, Skorid actually dealt more damage than Ninja, which is actually really impressive. He actually surprised me. I'm gonna say it. He actually definitely surprised me, surpassed my expectations, because I was really expecting to see Ninja at the top. Now, as mentioned, Ninja does have 800 less attack and like 20% less crit damage. But he does have a 5-star blessing, which overall should increase his damage quite a bit. Skorid 250 million damage with the build that I currently have on let's just assume you guys cannot build him as good, and maybe you're gonna have 6.5k attack on him, or 6k attack, 250 crit damage. In a team like this, he's still going to do over 100 plus million damage, which is not bad. Definitely not bad. So if you are looking for a champion that will increase a bit your Hydra damage, or you are looking for an additional damage dealer next to the ones that you currently have, I feel like he can definitely fit in a lot of teams. Now, as I mentioned before, it does feel a bit odd that his damage just doesn't go over 1 plus million. 1.3 was the highest that I've seen during the entire run, you know. If I'm gonna bring in protection pieces and different stuff like that, yes, I will enhance his damage a bit more. A blessing most probably will enhance his damage as well. But I'll be very honest, I'm definitely not disappointed with the damage. Now, does that mean that I'm gonna be instantly sold on this champion and my god, he's completely going to change my account or anything like that? No, but at the same time, I don't think he is a bad option for a lot of you guys out there that might be lacking some champions in terms of a Hydra clan boss, you know. So Skorid The Halfspawn, decent, really decent actually. I think with more protection in there, a blessing, maybe another ally attack to make a manual team, and you're actually manualing the run, I think you can squeeze around 400 million on this build from Skorid with good RNG and stuff. So let's just say he's not doing too bad. But I really feel like his cap is at around 400 million. Maybe somebody's gonna completely prove me wrong, and in 1 or 2 months we're gonna see somebody doing like absolutely disgusting damage. But I really think that that's kind of like where his cap is. The multipliers are definitely not bad. You've seen we managed to completely annihilate the waves on stage 23. A lot of Void legendaries, they struggle to do that, you know. So I think he can do a pretty decent job. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think this champion will be worth it on your account? Are you going for the fusion? You're not going for the fusion? As usual, appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.